Hi, welcome to the third of my 4 videos for Nucleus, all about how to sell your business and get paid. Now, in the last video we looked at the 4 areas that you need to work on for your business to ensure that it lasts beyond you. Now I'd like to turn my attention to one particular area, which is your key employees. Now, of course, all employees you will want to keep in the business to make sure that it carries on beyond you and so that it will then pay you out. But let's be honest, there will be some employees that are more key to the business than others. So how do you keep them on board? Well, the first thing that you must not do is talk to them about it. It's really, really important. I remember, you may remember in the first video, I showed you a list of people that you might want to go and talk to, accountant, solicitor, etc., and said, don't go and talk to them first. Well, actually, another one on that list would be key employees. You need to prepare your plan for how you are going to talk to them about the future. You might think that you've already chosen an EOT and isn't that fantastic, and you rush off to tell them, which is what I did. A big mistake, because the message isn't always heard in the way you think it's going to be heard, and you get the language wrong and it can come across in a very bad way. So it's really important to prepare. It's also very important not to assume. I'm sure many of you will know the word assume makes an arse of you and me. Don't assume anything about your leadership team. You may think that there are employees who want to buy you out. Maybe you've earmarked them and decided that they are your successor, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they want. So don't assume that that is the case. I've come across many, many instances where an owner thinks that a certain person is a new managing director, and when they go and wants to buy them, when you go and talk to them, they actually say, I don't want the risk of owning a business, thank you. I don't want to have to put my house in hock to the bank to raise the money to buy you out. So don't make any assumptions. So you may have decided that it's an AOT, or is it an MBO? It's an AOT, it might be an MBO. Those are going to be the 2 options if you want to see the business continue beyond you, okay? So you need to make some decisions, because once you've decided which of those 2 routes is right, your path will then be quite different. We run an online program called the Eternal Business Program, rather imaginatively. It takes the book and it goes much, much deeper, much deeper. It's a very comprehensive program. It's in 3 parts, and the first part is just for the owner. It's just for you to work out, is the EOT actually right for me or not, and to start preparing something that we call your engagement plan, so that you can work out how to put across your plans to your key employees in order to get them on board. There's a whole load of other stuff in that as well, but that's the key part for this particular video. One of the other things that can happen as soon as you announce your plans is a power grab. People think that, great, the boss is leaving, that means I get to take over. And that isn't necessarily going to be a good thing, particularly if it's an EOT, because you need leadership in an EOT, which is going to be all about engaging employees and bringing everybody along. So somebody who just steps into the shoes of the owner and starts acting like them could actually make things a lot worse. Another reason not to go running off and talking to them about it until you have properly prepared. But there is hope, because if you have employees who you think are actually interested in buying you out, but maybe they don't have enough money, or you do like the idea of the EOT, there is a solution, which is a hybrid scheme. A hybrid scheme is where the EOT owns 51%, let's say, which is the minimum it has to own in order to qualify as an AOT, but it doesn't have to own 100%. You could keep some of the shares, or some of the key employees could buy some of those shares as well. Now, that does come with a bit of a warning on that, because you may create a situation where your leadership team have partly bought some of the shares and they're looking to how they're going to sell, whereas the rest of it's owned by an EOT, and all the employees are now thinking about the long term. So do be a little bit careful, but it can be managed with preparation and with a bit of thought. And that is going to be the overriding key message I will keep hammering home on these videos, is take time to prepare. Don't rush off and do anything. And particularly don't go announcing anything to anybody until you've done some preparation. Talk to us, go through the first part of our program, do some preparation to make sure you get the best possible message out there, so that all your employees will be fully on board, fully engaged. They will then take over the business, make the profit that will then pay you out. If you want to know more, get in touch, Chris@theeternalbusiness.com. I'm always happy to have a chat.